Yeah,
stress.
and-
So,
Exactly.
the primary fleet that you have, are they gasoline then?
Pretty much.
Okay,
Pretty
so
much, but
how many-
sooner or later they're gonna have to get rid of it
How-
because
how-
they won't last.
How many vehicles in the fleet?
I have 30 vehicles in my fleet.
Okay,
But that's just Orange County.
Yeah, Orange County.
But then you also
I
have
have-
LA, you've
I
got,
have, belong to my district. I have city of industry. I have 18 vehicles, and now I run in San Diego that I have another 30 vehicles.
okay, and still, the majority of them are gasoline.
Yes,
And
correct.
they're the F-350 Ford format with the
350
5.4 in it.
With the 5.4.
So these are little older trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they recently transitioned back to the gasoline engines because of the restrictions they were putting on California diesels.
Yeah, well, okay, here's what happened
Mhm.
about 5 years ago, almost 6 now. It happened very similar to the same time that ultra-low sulfur diesel
Mhm.
got approved from 500 parts per million to 15, then to in California idling laws. So this is where you can't shut one of those trucks off,
No,
but
you
they're
can't.
idling out in front, so you have the diesel emissions. Now, they've lightened up on these idling laws because one of the things is since 2010, they have put SCRs, selective catalyst reduction systems. That's dealing with the NOx, so NOx has been eliminated by a minimum. An SCR has to be approved at 93.5%. Most of them operate between 96 and 98. So that is tremendous, and that's mandatory on every diesel engine since 2010. So these idling laws have changed a little bit, and now since then, a year and a half later, they've improved the particulate filters that are traps on the back end. Now your idling laws, because the most aggressive emissions on a diesel engine is while they're idling. They don't, and now gasoline, while they're idling, is much more efficient. You look at the idling hydrocarbons coming out of a gasoline engine at about 850, 750 RPM. They're like 1/10. That's probably one of the reasons they corporately reviewing all of this stuff in the idling laws, hydrocarbons, full emission compliances, what CARB is going to allow. So I'm sure with all those regulations and so on, they were forced to make well, we can't do idling on diesel. Diesels have cleaned up dramatically back to hydrocarbons, and probably the biggest contributor that nobody wants to talk about, they get talked in back rooms. They really don't want it out in the public, is NOx. NOx is the cancer-causing side of it. So NOx was tremendously high on a diesel engine idling. Now, SCRs address, that's your 93 to 98% reduction. So now this window of opportunity to allow diesel engines, I would almost say corporately and being compliance back to CARB regulations and AQMD, that I'm going to guess you could go back to diesel. Gasoline, for what your operation, stop, start, idling and so on, kills them.
Oh, yeah.
And the top end, the heads on a 5.4, the cams don't want to live.
Nope.
And I know all the weaknesses to those 5.4s.
I run the problem all the time.
And I experienced it with it
You're
in our
dealing with a
36 years.
3-valve engine.
Mhm.
That valve that they call an offset. The offset valve has valve guide problems. Now, one of the things that we know to make your 5.4s live on the top end, one is your cam, but more importantly is that offset guide, your valve guides. And those are bronze valve guides.
Mhm.
Okay. The offset on the 5.4 is for what you're doing, you're killing that engine. It doesn't want to live in that
And
environment.
not only that, just the body alone is
Yeah.
too heavy for that.
To take 4 hours of conversation in a technical aspect,
Mhm.
you put this into that application. Now, the only thing is now I'm out of 20 chapters, I'm on chapter 19 and a half. I just left out 19 chapters you should look at. But now you really need this, a part of this, and because it's gasoline, you need a part of this. And so we would put a combination between the two together because